Good morning. This is Dr. Tarek. Today my topic is one cardiac cycle on ECG machine. One contraction and one relaxation of the heart is known as one cardiac cycle, and it takes 0.08 second to complete. Heart is a four-chamber structure: right atrium, right ventricle, left ventricle. In the right atrium, there is a electrical grid station in the right atrium. It has two nodes. One in the roof of the right atrium, SA node, one at the floor of the right atrium, that is AV node. SA node produces electricity at the speed of 60 to 100 per minute, and AV node produces at the rate of 40 to 60 per minute. So as electricity is produced at SA node, atria are electrified first, and this area is far from atria, so this ventricle will be electrified later, so it will contract later and atria will contract before the ventricles. And let us check what are the picture on the ECG paper with this atrial and ventricle contraction. When atria contract, it gives atrial wave on the ECG paper. So P wave represent atria. First half of the P wave is formed by the right atrium, and the second half of the P wave is formed by the left atrium. Any change in the atria, any problem in the atria will be depicted in the P wave. After the P wave, there is a small pause. That is, the wave reach at AV nodes. AV node, SA node is known as the pacemaker of the heart, but AV node is known as the gatekeeper of the heart. It stops every electrical activity going towards the ventricle. So when it stops the electrical activity, there will be no electrical activity. So it will give a straight line, and that is known as PR interval. It means it has been stopped, but at this time electricity is stopped at AV node and there is no electrical activity. Then this current allowed to go to ventricle, and ventricle contracts and give QRS, a combination of three waves on the ECG paper. Two or more than two waves recorded on the paper is known as a complex. So this is a complex produced by the ventricular contraction. Because ventricle is a big structure, it produces a lot of electricity as compared to atria. So it gives three waves QRS. R is a positive wave and Q and S are negative waves. Any wave above the isoelectric line is a positive wave. Anything below the isoelectric line is a negative wave. Then again it is followed by a pause. This straight line. This is ventricle contraction, QRS, then pause. Ventricle take rest, and then ventricle relax. When ventricle relax, it gives T wave. And then again little bit rest, and then the new cardiac cycle starts. And this whole process, 5 waves, takes 0.08 second to complete. That's why our heart rate is between 70 to 80 per minute normally. I repeat once again, P wave is produced by atrial contraction. So if any problem in the atria will be presented change in the P wave. QRS is ventricle contraction. Any problem in the ventricle will bring change in the QRS. And T is the ventricular relaxation. So we have two contraction waves, P wave and QRS. P is atrial contraction and QRS is ventricular contraction, followed by ventricular relaxation. But where is the atrial relaxation? That is something we are missing. So we have two contraction waves, but one atrial relaxation is missing. It happens such that when atria are relaxing, ventricles are contracting. And ventricles produce electricity much more than the atria. So machine can catch only one electricity at a time and it has to ignore the other one. So machine catch the electricity produced by ventricles, which is much more than the electricity produced by the atria. So it makes QRS complex on the ECG paper. So P wave is hidden somewhere in the QRS complex. Then followed by the T wave, which is relaxation of the ventricle. This is one cardiac cycle. Continue with some other topic. Thank you very much. Have a good day.